Goodman and Hummel podcast, and we got Robbie Hummel.
I'd known you since you were a kid.
I could blow my knee out, both knees, and still kick your ass.
We're trying to find the Robbie Hummel statue.
I wanted to kill you.
All right, welcome in another episode of the Goodman and Hummel podcast. I'm Jeff Goodman. He's Rob Hummel, and he's a little stressed. I will say that right off the bat. You're stressed. I see you. You're sweating.
No, I'm not. I'm fine. I just, there's a lot of things I could be doing right now that would be productive in my life.
This isn't one of them? Learning from me?
No, I don't need.
Soaking up knowledge?
How long were you guys on yesterday for? I heard the end of it. I was in the hotel making putting the rosters together on these 8 teams I'm about to go watch.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it was a long day for you guys.
It's a long, long day. It was, I couldn't get out of, my problem was, I was at SEC tournament and I was supposed to fly back Saturday night to Charleston. And there were storms, crazy storms. So everything was canceled. Mm-hmm. And then I couldn't get an early flight out Sunday. And then obviously I couldn't fly out Sunday night. So Vandy set me up there, which was actually really, really nice of him. So I think I did like 3.5 hours or so, something like that. I did like an hour and a half with the bracket guys, 45 minutes before it came out, 45 minutes after. Then I did the first hour. Then I did another hour later.
I'm surprised that you're able. You haven't watched that much college hoops this year.
No, not at all.
You watch the big games, but
all I know is I'm going to quiz you. I'm going to quiz you on your teams. I'm still going to quiz you at Akron.
Quiz me in 2 days, and then I'll be good.
Nate Johnson, know that name.
Well, I know he's the defensive player of the year and the conference player of the year. I know
he's terrific, absolutely terrific. All right, this is our NCAA tournament preview. We do it every year.
I thought you were going to say this is our last podcast.
No, we're still really excited. You're not failing now. Come on. First of all, I feel like you're going to want to do one final pod after the Final Four, especially if you beat me in pickleball. You're going to want that pod. I know you are.
Yeah, that's right. Fine. That's fair. If we play and I win, yes. If I lose, I might never show my face again. I'll retire from TV, I think.
I think you should. I absolutely think.
I'll go get a job.
You'll also be disowned by Glenn Hummel if you lose.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that would be it, because you've been in training with him lately, haven't you?
Only once, but yes, we did. We had a session. We played. We didn't train.
It was a full training session.
No, we just played pickleball. It was 2 of the people he plays with, my brother and my dad. So
Gotcher is excited for this, by the way.
I know. He sent me a text about it. He's ready.
He's ready. We got to find out who the partner is. I asked Mark Few. He might be in too.
All right.
He might be in. Me and Few versus you and Scott Drew.
We're gonna have a savage game plan. Never hit it to Coach Few.
Hit it at me every single time.
Hit it at him every time.
Okay. All right. Anyway. All right. So brackets were revealed. And the big thing, obviously, was the inclusion of North Carolina and its 1-12 quad 1 record, and the omittance of one West Virginia Mountaineers, who had some really, really good wins early in the season in the non-conference, and then a couple good wins in league play without Tucker DeVries against Kansas and Iowa State. But they were left out. Carolina was included, with the big controversy was obviously Bubba Cunningham being North Carolina's AD, being the chairman of the committee. Now, he's not allowed in the room when they're talking about him, but let's face it, like everybody knows when you don't vote for him, he knows.
Yeah, and it's not like they don't talk about it. Like, okay, he might not be in there for, but they go to lunch, they do stuff, like they.
What's your take? What was your take on this?
I thought their explanation of it was terrible. To cite Tucker DeVries, like they've played so many games without. It's not like, you look at Iowa State. If Keyshawn Gilbert, if it came out that he was not playing, and it happened actually to us when I got hurt, where we fell from a 1 to a 4.
Did you really? I don't remember that.
Yes, but Arinze Nwaku they said he might be back, and they stayed a 1. Like, so it's just I can't
we're
believe
saying that your value dropped Purdue from a 1 to a 4. Is that true?
I mean, we played really poorly in one of the big tournament games and had like 14
Okay,
points.
okay. I was going to say, there's no way your worth would drop you from a 1 to a 4. Just you.
History would say that maybe it does, but no, I just think their explanation was so bad. And then I look at their quad 1 record, and it's like it's abysmal. They're citing their quad 2 wins. What?
What is that? Right.
Why are they citing their quad? No one has ever been like, yeah, the quad 2 wins. Right. That's great. Get them in the tournament. They've beaten one team that is a quad 1 opponent. Have they beaten any NCAA tournament teams? Who's their quad 1?
UCLA.
So they beat one NCAA tournament team.
That's it. I think maybe one other that's an automatic. I feel like there was one auto bid team that they beat. I
also like the fact that bracket matrix, every one of them had Carolina like out.
And everyone had West Virginia in.
That is insane.
Like almost I think it was like 120 out of 121.
But you know what? Again, people talk about wanting to expand the tournament. We're letting teams like North Carolina's in. They do not deserve to be in.
I know.
They did not do enough during the season to be in the NCAA tournament. So, yeah, it was handled poorly. It's very strange, but it does make for it'll be intriguing to watch them play San Diego State and Dayton. But not at the expense of a team that deserved to go.
I'm not overly excited about the first 4 matchups. I mean, I rarely am because again, those teams aren't deserved. Like they're not really deserving,
But I think it kind of like it's the appetizer to the tournament starting,
sure.
And it feels exciting because everybody like it. I don't
not
mind
in
the
brackets though. That's the problem for a lot of people, Rob. People don't care because. You and I care because
you don't pick the win. Like it's like, it's
right.
It's invisible.
And people want to say like, well, VCU did it, right? They went first 4 to Final 4. Yeah, but like, again, that's probably never going to happen. Probably never.
But how about West Virginia's state government taking a stand?
Yeah, that's your guy now, right? I mean, that's probably Patrick Morrissey is probably your favorite governor now.
I love basketball, but I would say there's probably more important stuff that he should be worried about.
You think?
Baby? That would be my thought.
I mean, he had a press conference to announce that I don't even know if I didn't watch it, but that they intend to maybe sue the NCAA.
Dude, you definitely watched it. I saw you tweeted about it like 4 times.
I was just having fun. I had landed back in Charleston. I saw this dude had a press conference saying he was going to sue the NCAA, and I was just like, come on, this is a clown show. This is a complete clown show. This is subjective. That's what the whole process
what would the lawsuit even be? Like fraud? You sue them for fraud?
I don't know what you can do. I mean, I guess it was like something, but like how?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but it's a joke. It's a joke.
Has this ever happened? Is there precedent for a governor?
Oh, nobody's trying to sue. I mean, come on. How stupid is this?
I'm surprised players haven't tried to sue. I feel like, especially in the era of the NCAA not having great success in court, like what if West Virginia's players sued on the basis that they were taking away the privilege of being able to make money, like antitrust?
Yeah, I mean. It
actually feels like a better case than the governor.
Probably would happen, right? It probably now will happen. You probably gave him an idea.
They could get in because you're like, you know what? We're suing the selection committee. That would be crazy.
I don't know, but this thing is going nowhere, obviously, and it's a complete.
Yeah, but it makes him look good to all the diehard West Virginia fans in that state.
It does, and now the big question is, Darren DeVries, the West Virginia coach. He could be long gone. I mean, he could be headed to Iowa or Indiana. Who knows? Yeah. Be interesting. The carousel is a churning, Rob. We won't talk about that. We'll keep our focus here on the brackets right now. And give me your top storyline. Like, what are you looking forward to the most? Take yourself. I know you're doing the games in Seattle. You got 4 games there, but overall, if I was to say to you, What is the one thing you're looking for? Maybe
I think I would say, first of all, that Florida did not get rewarded whatsoever for the SEC tournament championship, and that their West region is insane.
Yep.
Like the fact that you could have to see UConn, defending national champion, in the second round. Then you got either Memphis or Maryland. I think really highly of Maryland. That's a tough draw for them to have to see a team like Florida, but I really like their team. And you've got St. John's. Yeah, I mean that Texas Tech, loaded bracket. So I think
loaded.
In terms of Florida, their path to get to the Final Four is incredibly challenging.
Yeah, and mine really is, I guess, bigger picture is like the SEC getting 14 teams in. How does this league do? Now, do they dominate the NCAA tournament? Obviously, the numbers are there. I don't know if the bottom's that good.
Yeah.
But let's see. I mean, they could have a Sweet 16 with, 6 teams or something crazy like that.
Yeah. This is a little bit separate and probably Big Ten centric since I was there the entire week. But one of my takeaways from this is that the Big Ten tournament was kind of a disaster for the Big Ten, in the sense of Nebraska doesn't get in, so they can't get a qualifying win. Indiana loses first round, they're out. Ohio State loses first round, they're out, or their first games.
I didn't think about that.
So
right.
you have 3 of those teams, and then Michigan wins, they get nothing for that. I cannot fathom that they're a 5.
Yep.
Wisconsin is the runner-up. They get sent out to Denver when you'd think that they were probably going to go to Milwaukee.
Right.
So
right.
The Big Ten tournament did not yield good things for the Big Ten Conference. So I'm shocked that Purdue is a 4. I thought they'd be a 5 for sure. I thought Purdue and Michigan would swap.
Yeah, I mean,
Michigan got 3 qualifying wins in 3 days.
Yeah, that's true. No, they were great.
I don't understand.
Do you feel differently now about Michigan after this, or pretty much?
No, I'm still on it. If they shoot the ball well and Trey Donaldson plays well, they can be good. But they turn the ball over like it's on fire, so that could be a disaster. Okay. And UC San Diego is scary for sure.
They are, because they turn you over. They don't turn it over, and they shoot it very well. So they are a scary team, and they're well.
But think about Michigan. You just did all of that, and you're rewarded with that. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and then again, if you win, you get 2 guards that are breakdown type guards potentially if Texas A&M beats you.
But I think it's fair to say, Jeff, that this bracket proves that the conference championships for the high major schools aren't really looked at.
No,
they're really not. Nope. Maybe
I was hoping they would, because they've heard us say this all year. I was hoping they'd flip that and say how much it matters and show us. But they haven't done that. They kind of want to be done with their work on Saturday.
But how hard is it? And we would need to ask
to have
a committee
contingency
member.
Plans.
How hard is that? And how much, if you're saying, all right, Michigan could be a 4 if they win and a 5 if they lose, and how much other work does that go into? Because maybe we're not thinking about the total picture here. And it's like, well, then you have to reassign certain sites. I don't know. Like, there might be a lot more that goes into it than just, hey, flip the 4 and the 5 is what I'm saying.
All right, let's move it along. And I'll start. The first round matchup that you are most looking forward to. For me, this is easy. And only because you got 2 coaches that are about as big in the sport as there is, in Bill Self and John Calipari, playing each other in a 7-10 matchup in Providence, Rhode Island. It's just so strange. First of all, that both of them are sent that far from home, right?
They're always the second round matchup of they'd see Patino.
Correct.
That's
at his old school.
Yeah.
Like in a crowd that will be dominated by St. John's fans. But think about how many years, I wonder, it'd be interesting to see this, how many years those 2 coaches, I mean, Bill Self feels like every year is protected regionally and always close to home. Like, when's the last time Bill Self was sent out way outside of his region like that to New England?
They're never 7 seeds. So
Never.
They're not.
And Cal's never a 10 really.
Yeah.
So them playing each other, and they're phony, but they don't really like each other a whole lot. They don't, trust me. Obviously, we remember when the Mario Chalmers shot, Derrick Rose missed free throws, and Bill Self won his first national title. That game's going to be interesting because both have underachieved.
Yeah.
Both have underachieved for different reasons. Kansas just hasn't looked the part, haven't fit together. Arkansas, yeah, they've had some injuries, but you can say what you want. Like, they didn't have enough dudes to be. If you're going to blame it on injuries, then don't have a roster of 9 guys to start the year.
Right.
And they got Boogie Flam back. I thought it was very interesting, Rob. Calipari made sure to get it out there to Seth Greenberg, put it out that Boogie Fland is going to come back, and that would help their case of getting in the tournament. I assume that's why he did it.
Yeah.
But if I was the committee, I would have been like, yeah, but you were 0-5 in SEC play. You really weren't good with Boogie Fland most of the year.
He's won no SEC games this year.
Right. So, like, that's probably not going to help your case, but okay, I get it. All right, what's your first round matchup that you a must see for you? Is there one?
You took the best one.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Is there another one that's just really intriguing to you? I gave you all that time. I literally pontificated just so I could give you enough time to find a matchup, and you're still hemming.
All right,
and
Colorado State and Memphis, because I don't think, just because I think the game's going to be good. I think Colorado State's good. Yeah.
See if Tyrese Hunter,
yeah, the foot stuff. PJ Haggerty, third leading scorer in the country. Yeah. Nick Clifford is a beast. Yeah, I think the game's going to be really intriguing.
Okay. I like that one. I actually like the Texas Xavier playing.
I'm with you on that. That's a good call.
And it's intriguing, too, because this could be Rodney Terry's last game, Rob. And a couple of years ago, when Beard was fired and they weren't sure that they were going to keep Rodney Terry before he went in the Elite Eight run, the hot name there at the time was Sean Miller. And it still may be the hot name there. So if Sean Miller beats Texas in this game, you could see a potential.
I like Xavier's chances, honestly.
Me too.
I've seen him a good amount.
Yes.
Ryan Conwell, just from a scoring and shooting standpoint, they've got guards that can score. Davion McKnight, like they've got.
I agree.
Fremantle.
100%.
Yeah, I like their team. I think they could definitely win a couple games.
Me too. I'll be watching that first four. And I'll watch Carolina.
That's the best first 4 game.
Yeah, it's intriguing. And you got a top 5 pick in Trey Johnson, who I just saw, by the way. He is like a professional scorer. Like, he's not a great athlete, but that dude, if he had more help, man, they'd be good. Like, he'd be really, take some pressure off him. All right. Give me your upset special. Do you have one first round game that you like?
Yeah, I'm gonna run it back from last year. Yale took down Auburn last year, and I think that they could get Texas A&M this season because I think James Jones is a hell of a coach. Yeah. John Poulikitis is a big-time player, and they're a great defensive rebounding team. Now, doing it against A&M is different than doing it against Princeton, that's for sure. But they're well coached. They've got guys that have winning pedigrees. They've won a lot of games. Those dudes are winners, man. Like, Yale has a great culture. That'll be a tough game. We'll see.
You mentioned Michigan earlier, and they're turnover prone, and they don't shoot it great. They were great in the Big Ten tournament. Gives them less rest, too. I like UC San Diego, the Tritons. Eric Olin, first year eligible for the tournament this year. They had the transition. They just finished last year, came from D2. They score the hell out of it. They shoot the hell out of it. They've got a star in this big wing from New Zealand named, I'm hoping I'm going to get it right here, Aniwaniwa Tate Jones. And he started his career at Hawaii Hilo. Hawaii Hilo. They got a bunch of dudes who transferred in from, one kid came from Azusa Pacific, one kid came from Western Carolina, then Southern Nazarene. Like, they've just put this thing together, and they're 30-4. They won the Big West regular season and the tournament. That's when. So for me, and it's why I like Akron, because to me, when you win both your regular season and your tournament at that level, Rob, I think that's, especially in the MAC. And John Gross
is a tough league, man. That's
really good league. John Gross has been a high major head coach. Obviously, he's tried to build this thing in a way that could win a tournament game. He's got some great guards. We mentioned Nate Johnson, he's older. He can really guard. And then Tavari Johnson, their little guard, junior guard. So, like, I don't know. I mean, again,
they play fast. They shoot threes. They get up and down.
They get hot. Yeah, they get hot, and you know how it is. Like, they get going. Everybody in the
the arenas turn on these favorites. That's what happens every time.
And to me, actually, I think this Arizona team is probably built more to win in the tournament than last year. And here's why. I think they're less reliant on Caleb Love now. Like last year, it was all about Caleb Love. End of the game, you knew he was getting the ball, and he was either, probably going to jack up a crazy shot, and sometimes it went in, sometimes it didn't. This year, I feel like they've got other weapons. Like Jaden Bradley might take that shot this year, but they've got other guys, and I think that's just harder to defend.
Yeah,
other teams.
That'll be a heck of a game. We have really good games out in Seattle. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, you do, no doubt. Who is, if I said to you right now, who is the coach not named Matt Painter that you most trust, that you trust the most in the NCAA tournament? Who is it? Who's the guy that, like, I know, like, people are going to say Izzo. Izzo hasn't, I mean, it's been a little while.
He was in the, COVID
yes.
COVID, they could have won it all.
Right, so. But they haven't been good the last couple of years in the tournament.
Agreed, yeah.
Is there somebody right now that you're like, that's the dude I want?
I mean, wouldn't it be Danny Hurley? He's won the last 2 national titles. He runs amazing offense. I know they have some issues fouling and defensively, but I wouldn't want to see him.
Yeah, I would agree. It's, but again, you could say Rick Pitino, Rob. You could easily say Rick Pitino. I mean, this is a guy who just swept the Big East regular season in tournament in his second year at St. John's, when St. John's has been irrelevant since, like, I was a kid.
Yeah. No,
like, you could go with Bill Self. I mean, obviously he has not done a great job with this group this year. So I don't know if he can restore his magic.
March Madness is here, and you know what that means. Buzzer beaters, high stakes hoops, and it's a time where legends are made. In other words, it is time to wear Chubbies. Pretty good segue, right? Chubways has mastered the art of stylish casual wear that doesn't skimp out on performance or durability. Whether it's their bright, stretchy polos, their iconic thigh-exposing shorts, or their one-of-a-kind swim trunks. It's the perfect threads to wear as you helplessly watch your bracket predictions fail. Watching games with your friends, Chubby's original shorts gives you that classic feel with a modern look. You hitting the gym to make up for all the pizza, wings, and beer that you consumed in the last 4 days? Chubby's ultimate training shorts are built to sweat. And to sweeten the deal for you, for just a limited time, Chubby's is giving all of our listeners 20% off your order with the exclusive code F68. So use code F68 at chubbysshorts.com. That's chubbysshorts.com. I have been looking for the best deal on March Madness tickets, which is why I want to give the sponsor of today's show, SeatGeek, a huge shout out. SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app with over 28 million downloads and more than 70,000 events available. Now that March Madness is here, SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated so you know if it's a good deal with that little green dot, and it's backed by a buyer guarantee. You can get 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek with code FIELD-of-68. That's code FIELD-of-68. My guys, have you ever lifted just a little bit too hard and you forget to apply your daily deodorant and then get hit with a truckload of BO from all directions? From the founders of Lumi, Mando Whole Body Deodorant is helping men conquer their odor in a new way. Formulated with mandelic acid, Mando has long-lasting 72-hour odor control that actually stops odor before it starts. But the best part, you can put Mando anywhere, your pit, your packages, your feet, your skin folds, your back, your knees, everywhere. And to top it off, Mando's cologne quality scents were created with men in mind. Pro tip: try their best-selling scent, Bourbon Leather. Once you experience the fresher underarms, a fresher package, and fresher feet, you will never go back. There is a special offer now for new customers. You get $5 off their starter pack with our exclusive code and link. Use code F68 at shopmando.com. That's F68 at shopmando.com.
People have opinions about me, strong ones. Some compare my brand to the competition and call me a copycat. Some say that I'm just watered down, that I fall flat. I've heard it all. But the people who get me, they say I'm different, subtle, but balanced. Nothing to hide, nothing artificial. And once they give me a chance, they keep coming back for more. For more dab water. That's right, I'm talking about dab water, and I swear by it. No bubbles, no fizz, just a smooth, refreshing canned cocktail made with real tequila. 100 calories, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. Find Dab Water's 4 flavors in an 8-pack variety pack or single flavor 6-packs. Dab Water invites you to enjoy its great lineup of products all tournament long. Take it from me, Jeff Goodman. Sometimes the most polarizing things are the best things. Dab Water, tequila, water, natural flavors.
Owning property in the state of Texas is difficult enough. Paying taxes on your property should not make your life any more complicated. Ownwell believes that when it comes to paying property taxes, you should only pay what's fair. In under 3 minutes, you can sign up and have their team of Texas experts start saving you money without a single upfront cost. It's easy. When you sign up, you get an instant estimate of the tax savings they can get you so that when that property tax bill comes due, the amount that you have to fork over to Uncle Sam isn't quite as painful. Put property tax money back in your pocket in just minutes. 86% of customers receive a reduction with an average savings of more than $1,100. Imagine how much less stress you'll have in your life knowing that you could take some of the money that you have earmarked for the IRS and spend it on, I don't know, an 85-inch flat screen to watch March Madness. The deadline to protest is May 15th for most Texas counties. Sign up in less than 3 minutes and start your protest today at ownwell.com/CBB. That's OWNWELL.com/CBB.
How concerned would you be about, like, okay, you look at the best teams and you're looking at, Bruce Pearl at Auburn, Kelvin Sampson at Houston, Patino, St. John's, and then you've got a couple guys that are still young and trying to prove themselves at that level, John Shire and Ty Golden. How much does that, do you think, play into this? Do you think it does or not really?
No, I mean, I think John's done a phenomenal job, and Golden has too. I don't think so. You've got a whole body of work over the course of this season. Florida just won the SEC tournament. It's like as stacked of a conference tournament as you'll ever see, and Duke has been as consistent as just about anybody. So no, at this point, I really don't worry about that. I think Duke makes the Final Four, honestly.
All right. So having said that, give me your Final Four.
I kind of hate my Final Four.
Why?
This is my reassessed Final Four from the start of the season.
When you had Arkansas, don't give up on your Razorbacks. Don't give up on them, Rob. They're still alive.
I know. I've given up.
I don't remember what my Final Four was.
Because you're old. Your memory's failing you.
I don't know what it was. I assume it was Kansas.
Probably.
It was probably Kansas, Alabama, Duke. And then I usually go with like a completely outside the box.
Yeah. I'm going to go, Houston, Duke, Michigan State. Oh, man. Screw it. I'll go St. John's.
Wow, look at you.
I'm going to go to the Johnnies.
So, all right, say it again. Duke,
Houston, St. John's, and Michigan State.
You just didn't want to go complete like 3 out of 4. I'm going to do 3 out of 4. Here's what I'm doing. I was just down at SEC tourney, so it looks like the major leagues.
No, I know. I hate
crazy,
that
Rob.
Against Florida there.
Rob, it's bananas. It is honestly looking at them, and I had just been at St. John's, UConn. And St. John's, they look the part in everything other than when they shoot the ball. And they shot it well the first half when I was there. Yeah. So they're big, they're strong, they're athletic. I'm not saying they can't hang with those SEC teams because actually physically and athletically they can. They just don't shoot it like,
I just, the way that they can rebound, and Florida's so athletic too, but St. John's does.
Dude, I love
you on the
Florida.
glass.
Can I tell you how much I love that team? Now they may lose in the second round because again, they got UConn potentially if UConn can get by Oklahoma, which I think they will. So they could lose in the second round of UConn, and it wouldn't shock me. But I'm telling you, that team, the way they're constructed, Rob, it's amazing. And all those guys. Here's the craziest part of it. You look at, and I interviewed those 3 guys. Did you see my interview post game?
I did not.
You would have ripped the hell out of me. I'm glad you didn't see it.
Were you asking non-questions?
No, Elijah Martin and Walter Clayton were in the cold tub in the back while I did the interview. And Will Richard was on the table. I got a lot of shit for it.
Oh. Right.
But it was fun. Like you gotta have a little fun. You gotta do some, different things. And but I'm looking at him.
Trendsetter, Jeff.
I'm like, Elijah Martin, FAU, wasn't recruited heavily. Obviously, we know that. Walter Clayton, Iona, wasn't. He was a football player. He told me he's a football player coming out of high school,
and now he's one of the best players in the country.
And Will Richard, Belmont. Like, how crazy is it? And they all, you know what they said, and it's true. Part of the big reason
they're all older.
Yeah. Well, why? But why they all got overlooked? You know what they said? The big theme of it for a lot of these guys, Mark Sears, a lot of Janai Broom, is in COVID. They all came out. A lot of these kids, the COVID year when they weren't.
They were seen. The evaluation wasn't.
Yeah, correct.
Allowable. Yeah.
So, but man, that Florida team, Rob.
No, they're stacked. I don't love that I just picked St. John's.
No, but again, you got to be a little different.
I'm also like, dude, picking 3-1 seeds is pretty freaking,
That's what I did.
Way to go out on a limb there.
I know. I did it. I did Auburn, Florida, Duke. And then I've come around. The team I've come around on the most this year is Tennessee. Like, they've got enough offensive weapons.
Yeah, no, I like their team. I saw them in Illinois.
They're good, man.
Shit,
they're good. The kid Milicic is the key for me.
Yeah.
If he plays well, they're a different team because Lanier can fill it up. Ziegler's awesome. Yeah. And I think Rick Barnes can get the monkey off his back in this one. I do. I think
I hope honestly that he deserves that.
Yes. If he can, if he wins it all, he and I are going to definitely team up and prank you for sure.
I'm sure that's exactly what he's thinking of. If I win it all,
that's what he gets to do. Yeah, he gets to actually prank you. We'll do something really, really good to you that will,
Great.
We'll film it too. We'll film it so the world can see how badly
we're going to film the pickleball game.
All right, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Dude, you say that, then you'll probably go back on your word. That's what you do.
I'm eating Thin Mints tonight. That's my training regimen tonight.
Oh God, you are so screwed.
Girl Scout cookies, they're good.
Dude, you gotta watch your figure here.
If you put the Girl Scout cookies in the freezer.
Oh, they're so good then.
So good.
Yeah.
Like I can go through
Thin Mints are pretty awesome.
2 rolls of these. I can go through 2 rolls in 10 minutes.
Yeah, no doubt.
They're elite. What is your before I let you go, I will let you go soon. I know you're starting to sweat again. I can see it in your face. Let me go. I gotta prepare. I'm getting nervous. I see it in your face.
You're the kid back at whatever trash high school you went to that was like, oh, I have a test today. Who cares? I'll just get a D. That was you.
No, that was in Arizona. That was in college, Rob.
Then too, probably all years you were doing that.
Give me your snack of choice on the road because you travel a lot. What is your go-to? I know I hooked you up a couple years ago. You still getting that big basket from
the Reese's? Yeah,
the Hershey's
stuff. Yeah, but I haven't gotten it this year.
What happened?
Honestly, I don't know. I've been trying to eat better, so that maybe God struck it down on the way here. What is my go-to? You know what I love? I love popcorn.
Yeah,
I really love popcorn.
Can you go through a whole bucket?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I easily could.
I think I did.
But they've got some of those that are supposedly more healthy now, like the Smart Pop, and
I know, but they're not as good.
No, of course
You need
not.
like the movie popcorn.
Yeah,
No butter.
I really
butter.
like I have a popcorn machine upstairs. I love popcorn.
Can't go butter. Who you picking to win it all? Did you pick who to win it all?
I actually hadn't filled out a bracket until just now.
All right, so pick who you got in the championship game and to win the whole thing.
Good God.
It's so difficult.
So I'll have Duke beating Houston. I'll have Michigan State beating St. John's and Duke winning it all.
Wow. All right, I got Florida beating Duke in the title game. Florida winning the whole thing. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to go against Duke if Cooper's 100%. It is really hard to go against Duke.
It seems like he's going to play.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think he's fine. Like not fine.
Just
fine,
like kind of like scared him, and
he's so tough too. That kid is so tough. He is not going to want to sit in a tournament game, even if it is a 116 game that everybody just figures is a gimme.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. I know you got stuff to do. Make sure that I'm not to blame when you forget Nate Johnson's name.
When I'm ruining people's names. And
yeah, I mean, you got some tough ones, right? What do you got? What do we got?
No, they're not that bad.
You got some international guys in Arizona. Got to learn.
Yeah,
those.
but those are like Vasar. That's not that hard.
That's not too hard.
There's some names where you're like, man.
Liberty, by the way, I was telling you this beforehand. You got Liberty in this one. We had him earlier this year in Charleston, and you're going to love watching Caden Matheny.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He is so much fun.
Honestly, Colin Porter's pretty good. They're just small.
Porter's he's like tiny.
Yeah.
He can sing too.
Oh, I'll definitely.
He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it for us, but we tried. We tried to get him to sing if he hit like a game winner, but they shoot it well.
They do.
They shoot it well. They take care of the ball. The weirdest part is they're an elite three-point shooting team, but look at them from the line.
I know. They shoot 66% from the line.
Really strange. Really strange.
That is. That doesn't make sense.
Anyway, that's your,
Thanks.
I gave you something.
I wouldn't have known that.
I took care of you. So now you will never forget that during the game. You could say, when you say those stats during the game, you could say, per Jeff Goodman.
If you haven't heard by now, we have partnered with BetMGM for the season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we'll have special offers for the listeners and the viewers of the Field of 68. Bet insurance tokens, odds boosts, and what I love, a nice parlay boost or two here or there. Be sure to keep your eye out in the app for the Field of 68 specials that we'll be running throughout the season as well. So go download the BetMGM app to sign up today. College basketball fans, are you ready to take your hoops game to a new level? Whether you're a seasoned bettor or just trying to win your March Madness office pool, Rhythm is here to give you the edge this season. With data-driven predictions for every single college basketball game left on the schedule, Rhythm helps you maximize your bets. And as March Madness kicks off, Rhythm's insights will help you spot those plucky Cinderellas that you know are going to shake up the NCAA tournament. But that's not all. When Selection Sunday rolls around, let Rhythm's AI-powered bracket generator do the heavy lifting for you. This is the same AI tool that performed 35% better than the average ESPN bracket last year. And here's the best part. Rhythm pairs perfectly with our Field of 68 expert analysis, giving you the 1-2 punch that you need for the rest of the college basketball season. So don't wait. Download Rhythm today and get ready to see college basketball and your betting results in a whole new light. Now is your chance to prove you're smarter than the Field of 68. We're hosting a Survivor contest with our partner Splash Sports. There's a $25 entry fee, a 25 entry max in the contest, and more than 1,700 spots available, which means there's a $40,000 max prize for the winner. Survivor is the future of March Madness. Each day you pick a team to win. If they win, you advance. We'll also be running a free to enter bracket contest as well as a second chance Survivor in the Sweet 16. So prove you know more ball than the Field of 68 on Splash Sports. I want my home to feel like my home. So whether I'm looking for big furniture, just a small piece for my place, or maybe some storage solutions for the basement or the garage, the answer is Wayfair. Seriously, I needed a new patio set and fire pit for my backyard. I bought it on Wayfair. It looks great on our deck, and it gives me an excuse to fire up the smoker, invite some friends over, crack a couple beers. Just last week, I bought a new chair for my office, someplace comfortable to sit while the madness takes up the 4 screens in front of me. I got it on Wayfair, clicked a few buttons. A couple days later, it showed up at my front door. They even offered to help set it up for you. Digging through online stores can be intimidating. Trust me, I know. It can be hard to find what you're looking for in your price range, but not on Wayfair. They have great options, even if you are balling on a budget like me. Wayfair has every style for every home, including mine and yours. So head to wayfair.com and shop everything home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home.
You know, I like working for CBS Turner, and I think you were fired from there, so I probably will not.
No, I moved up. They loved me at CBS.
I don't know, did
Loved
they?
me. We had the best.
They had better writers, though. Like Dennis Dodd and Gary Parrish were better than you. So
What
they
do you
didn't need
I was leading that whole crew. Are you kidding?
Like
That was back when. That might have been when you blew out your knee.
Yeah, it was. That's
think it
probably
was.
why I did, because you were covering it.
You're blaming that on me? Which one? Both of them?
I actually had someone. This is an insane story. I can't say who.
Okay.
But I had someone one time come up to me in an inebriated state and say that they're connected to the college basketball world, but I cannot say how.
Yeah.
They came up to me and said that they had a confession to make. And I was like, well, what could that be? And they said, in 2010, I made a voodoo doll of you and I fucked with your knee and you blew your knee out 2 weeks later.
Oh my God.
And
you didn't punch him?
I did not. I have someone who I work with that would swear to this, that this happened. So maybe it's you and
Did
them.
you know who it was? Who said it? Just some random, like
No,
it was somebody
I know.
you actually knew.
Yeah.
A coach?
I can't say.
Well, I'm not asking you to say who it was, but was it a coach?
I can't. No, I can't say who it was.
All right,
but,
that's fine. That's fine. That's.
But it's somebody that is in
dirty.
the college basketball realm.
That is dirty to say that to you.
I know, they were incredibly hammered.
Yeah, well,
but like I feel like that's one of those where it's the hammer words or the sober thoughts.
Right.
They must have been doing that. You don't just make that up.
That is bad. All right. So next week you're going to be fine, right? Next week you're going to be good to do this.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? We got
I have
2 or 3 more weeks.
I have a long flight back from Seattle.
Yeah.
And then I have to go to Indianapolis. So
yeah,
it's up in the air, I think.
The regionals in Indy.
Yeah.
What are you doing for radio?
Yeah, for radio.
Indy? That's easier though. Radio's easier.
The play-by-play guys earn their paycheck there.
They do. You don't talk a whole lot, which is good.
But
that's good for the broadcast.
We'll see. I think I probably am going to be tied up next week.
You're better on radio. Definitely.
Yeah, I totally am. I totally am.
They say that. You have a face for radio.
I do. Just
All
like
right.
you.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us. As always, Goodman and Hummel Pod. Make sure you subscribe. And if you have any good ideas for pranks for Hummel, please.
Maybe make a voodoo doll.
DM me. I will not make a voodoo doll of you. Although maybe before the pickleball, if I could like stick it in your back or something, maybe your back will hurt.
I'll go to the chiropractor a couple of times before just to make sure my
Hopefully you got that back brace still.
That's right. I do. I still got that.
Throw that baby on. Bring it along if you can. Can you?
I'm going to auction it off. It's going to be memorabilia. Maybe everyone that ever guarded me that hated it so much.
That's what you should do. You know how Woj, to raise money for St. Bonaventure, Woj sold his old phones. You should sell your knee brace and your back brace. You can make money for Purdue.
If I still have the knee brace, I don't know.
I mean, think of the amount of NIL you could raise for paying.
Mark Bartelstein, once the season ended, was like, "Get rid of the knee brace. It looks like you're hurt." So I never wore it again.
You got to have it somewhere.
It might be my parents' house. I don't know.
All right. Listen, get to work, and good luck out there. Have fun in Seattle. I'll be in Vegas. You can be thinking it. And if you want to jump on for 5-10 minutes at any point during the day, I know you got prep all day Thursday, but if there is a little bit of a hole there for you, and you want to jump on from your phone, we're doing a live watch party all day Thursday, Friday. It's kind of like a Manning cast. We're gonna have me, Doster, John Martin hosting, Jarrell McNeil, Matt McCall. We're going to have special guests as well. I'm firming up a couple other people that might be coming in, and then we're going to have people coming on throughout the day video-wise. So we'd love to have you if you can take time out of your very, very important, hectic, and crazed schedule.
All right. I will keep that in mind.
All right. There you have it. We'll see you.
Goodman and Hummel podcast, and we got Robbie Hummel.
I'd known you since you were a kid.
I could blow my knee out, both knees, and still kick your ass.
We're trying to find the Robbie Hummel statue.